having too much light makes me feel extremely nauseous. Having too much, having someone just talk a little loudly feels like I have pain all over my whole body, and it's just little things like feeling the blanket on my feet sends me into overload. It feels like my whole leg, it makes my whole body cringe, and just, I can't get away from the stimuli, because just feeling air on my arms is stimuli, just feeling hair on my neck is stimuli. It's Hey guys, I'm still having a hard day today with the sensory processing disorder. It's like my brain's on the fritz, and just I'm having a wear sweater because I can't stand the feel of air on my arms even, and along my spine is the most sensitive, especially on the back of my neck, and so it just feels like I want to rip the skin off of that area, and I'm not, but it's so hard to deal with, and just everything is overwhelming. So it's not going as I want today, but I'm dealing and watching Netflix. I wish I could do stuff like art, but that's just too much of a sensory overload, so I'm just resting and trying to get through it, and I'll nap some in a bit. But for now, I'm just trying to get through with Netflix and neck pillows and sweaters and hitchy cuddles. I'm not holding one at the moment, but they are great help to me. Hannah's on sensory overload too today. She can't really handle talking or being around people, so we're kind of in the same boat right now. But let's watch Netflix and get through it. Hopefully I can edit the vlog in a bit, but right now I just want to be in bed. I feel like this cat understands me today. It understands me and how I feel. I mean, look at those eyes. He definitely understands. I feel as if between Mama's extreme knee pain, Daddy's looking over his sinus infection, Hannah being on sensory overload, Caroline trapped in her room to avoid the smell of smoke, which can send her into reaction, and me having a sensory processing disorder overload, and being heat sensitive because I have to wear a sweater to help with the SPD, but I get overheated easily. I feel like we're just like all les miserables, the miserables. Though I'm about to eat finally. All I could eat was pear earlier because I couldn't handle being in the kitchen, but Hannah helped me get some food. So maybe eating will help me feel a little less dramatic. We'll see. But I just feel so hot, and it's like, okay, which do I want? Heat, being overheated, but not as bad overloaded, or more overloaded, and a good temperature. I don't know. So I'm doing stuff to help my SPD, and thankfully I remembered my sunglasses are prescriptions, so I can wear them instead of my glasses, and having muted light helps because everything is overwhelming, and so dimming the lights helps, but also the tint, it's like a pinkish color, and I find that it helps settle my brain, so that's helping. And I have Happy Anime on. I have my glitter bottle. I made it myself, but that helps. Just moving around and feeling the water swish around and watching the glitter really helps. And then I have my fidget spinner, which this one's metal and it's colorful. It looks anodized, so it's probably not actually anodized. But if I put it in the light, y'all see if I can show y'all. My treadmill is messy, but I'll clean it sooner or later. See, it shines, and I like seeing the colors move, and I like feeling it as I move it around like this. So these are all a big deal, and it's just like, with the sensory processing disorder, the overloads, everything feels like pain. Like, having too much light makes me feel extremely nauseous. having too much, having someone just talk a little loudly feels like I have pain all over my whole body, and it's just little things like feeling the blanket on my feet sends me into overload. It feels like my leg, it makes my whole body cringe, and just, I can't get away from the stimuli, because just feeling air on my arms is stimuli, just feeling hair on my neck is stimuli. I can't get away from it. It's so mentally and physically taxing. So I just hoping this passes soon. Currently, it's probably being triggered by my hormones, so being a woman with sensory processing sucks. I have another friend who has it, and she also has a hard time with it when her hormones are acting up, so it's really difficult. I was diagnosed with sensory processing disorder when I was I think 4 years old, along with auditory processing disorder. Too much noise. So ask mama for help. I'm sick, okay? And so I was diagnosed with both sensory processing disorder and auditory processing disorder when I was 4, and so thankfully being diagnosed at a young age did help, but I still have to deal with it. So it's hard, but I manage most of the time, and other times I can't manage. I'm just a hermit for how long? Usually a few days, sometimes a week or two, but I'll get through it one day at a time.
Hey y'all, I'm doing better today. Caroline found me a brace for my knee. It's her brace, but it's actually too big for her now. And it is helping a lot. You don't see tears running down my face. And you would have seen that much of last night. But I am doing better. It's really, really helping me. Right now, I've been filming my $5 Goodwill Challenge for my channel, My Toes to Journey. And just hanging out. I have been on my knee a lot. And that's pretty cool because I'm not in tears. And I have forgotten to take my medicine, which I need to go do. But we're hanging out here most of the day. Rachel, everybody's feeling pretty rough. Jean is still, poor thing, coughing and just feeling so bad. And I gave him some Mucinex DM last night, hoping that would help him. And I don't know. But thankfully, nobody else has caught it. And we're all like Caroline was texting me from her room asking if her daddy wanted some of the cookies she made. And she's like, but I don't want to come near him because I don't want to get sick. So that's sort of what everybody's doing. It's like, poor guy's been isolated because we don't want what he has. And so that's about it. Just nothing really exciting. Trying to do, I did this fall decorating, and then I'm going to do a lot of desk stuff. Like I need to plan and do my journal, my medical journal. I need to get that finished, and I have a lot of things like that I'm working on. They're not exciting. They're just, everyday stuff. But then for those of you who are interested, once I get, Sarah is watching Beauty and the Beast, and I keep telling her, I need you to be quiet. I'm filming for my $5 Goodwill Challenge. And she was quiet during that. I'm not done yet. But she's playing along, and that's what she does when she plays along. And so I'll walk in there and say, what did I say do? And she'll go, be quiet. I'm like, you're not doing it. So chill, kid. So she's having a lot of fun. Their beast just got attacked by the village, and so she's getting into it. So anyway, that's where I'm at for the day. And I will maybe check back in with you later. Oh, I was going to say, see, total brain lapse. When I get my medical journal set up, for those of who are interested, I will make a video of it, and I'll have Rachel link to it, and so I did that, because some of you may be interested in how we're doing that. Caroline's doing one. Mine will be covering a bunch of people. Hers will be just covering her. So that's sort of where we're at right now.
I successfully edited today's vlog. It might be 8 p.m., but it's an accomplishment considering how bad my SPD has been today. My nap, I just put on the album for Kimi no Na wa, Your Name. It's the most calming soundtrack there is for my brain. It's just really helpful. And so I put that on and just laid down in the dark. And I've been wearing these to help with the light out, and the neck pillow to help with my anything touching hairs touching my neck, and Hedgie cuddles help. And just been trying to basically stay away from people and have as much quiet as possible in darkness. And I'm going to turn out the lamp as soon as I'm done filming, because light's just too much and sounds too much and things touching me are too much, and just air currents on my skin is too much. So it's hard. I hate sensory processing disorder. But anyways, what was I thinking? It just wears me out, both mentally and physically. And it's rough, but I get through it. And some days aren't as bad as others. Like, it's just worse right now, but like, I haven't eaten too much today because of it. Like, this morning when I first woke up, I couldn't work on any food because of it, so I just grabbed a pear because I didn't have to do anything to that, and it was something I could swallow without gagging. My gagging reflex gets worse when my SPD is bad. And so then later, after Ma or Hannah, I don't remember who because I'm so tired, helped me by washing the Ninja Bullet, which is what I blend my sweet potato bowls in, and they mixed up a new jar of almond butter. Then I made myself a sweet potato bowl, and so that's all I've eaten today. But Mama said in a few she will be heating me some of my tomato soup and get me some grapes, so that would be good. But all I can do to help with the SPD is try to lessen as much stimuli as possible. It really puts my brain in a fight or flight mode, and flight doesn't work. And so my brain goes into fight, which I almost never do, because like my brain automatically goes into flight over fight. Caroline goes into fight over flight, so it's dangerous to scare her. But I go into flight first usually, and if that doesn't work, I only go into fight. But like my family can be shocked sometimes for the way I can jump across the room like a cat when something startles me, and like no one, not even I, know how I got there. And then my neurological condition kicks in and I collapse because all my muscles go limp when I get startled or have extreme emotions. But anyways, flight doesn't work in this case, and so my brain goes into fight. Though, of course, it can't fight, but it makes me want to lash out in anger at everything around me. The air, the lights, the people making sounds, everything. And obviously, I have to not do that, obviously, but my brain's constantly at war in what to do, and basically just leaves me wanting to cry because I don't know what to do, and my brain's a complete mess, and everything hurts my brain, and I just can't handle it all too much. Everything is too much. So sensory processing disorder is really difficult to deal with, and a lot of people don't understand it. But yeah, there's a book title that's really helpful. I think it's like Too Bright, or it's called Too Bright, Too Tight, or something like that. I can't remember. But it's a really good one geared towards adults, because most of them are geared towards kids, but that one's geared towards adults. And I'll look up the title and put it in the video and in the description, so that way y'all can see it. And then there's another one for kids that's really good, that helped my mom helped me when I was growing up. I can't remember what it's called, the something child or other. I'll also put that with the other one, so that way y'all can see it, because it's really helpful. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go rest with the lights off, cuddle Hedgies, watch anime with the brightness definitely turned way down, and wearing sunglasses in the dark. And then hopefully soon I can eat my tomato soup and grapes. So, see y'all before bedtime.
There's a legend that says once every few hundred years, a Nekozawa child is born. A child who is destined to be possessed by the darkness, exactly like our master Oaken.
Sardines are done. They have herbes de Provence, salt, and capers on them. It's funny because you would think that with my sensory processing disorder I couldn't handle strong foods, and that is the case with some people. for instance, one of my friends who has sensory processing disorder, she only likes really bland food, generally. But I tend to crave really strong food, always have. That can happen with sensory processing disorder. Your body rejects certain senses because they're overwhelming, but others it craves. And so, like, growing up, I would want all the sour things. Warheads were amazing, and I could never find a warhead sour enough for me. I would suck on them till my tongue was raw. I mean, of course, my mom was good, and she wouldn't let me have it too often or too much, but when I did get them as a treat, I would suck on them until my whole mouth was raw because I just wanted all the sour. And so, now I love things like kombucha, but I can't currently drink it because of my fatty liver. But I don't like things like yellow mustard. So, some things I like, some I don't. I used to love broccoli and cauliflower, however, and I could eat broccoli and cauliflower till like a month ago, but over the past few weeks, I haven't been able to eat broccoli and cauliflower. Don't know why, I just can't. I start gagging on it, so I can't eat those anymore, sadly. But I like sardines, and with capers, I have only had capers with sardines, and so I don't know what they taste like in other dishes, so I want to try it. I tried eating a caper on its own, and I don't like it on its own. It was really strong and vinegary, and not pleasant on its own, but with the sardines, it's really good. I'm about to eat this and watch some more anime, and I'm hoping I can do some stretches in a bit. I have to be careful with stretches because, like, people like to recommend yoga. However, you have to be very careful. I do a couple yoga stretches, like I like the warrior pose, but I only have like 2 or 3 yoga stretches I do because I have to be careful because yoga tends to make people more flexible. And that is not what you need with EDS, and so it's generally recommended against doing yoga for EDS because movement can help my SPD, but I wasn't up to doing movement earlier. I was just too sensory overloaded, but the sensory overload isn't as bad now, so I'm hoping I can do stretches, which can then hopefully help me even more. We'll see. I've been trying stuff I learned at occupational therapy when I was really little. It was a really long time ago. I don't know how old I was when I went, maybe 5. But one of the things they had me do was spinning, and it helped me a lot when I was little. I had a thing called a sit and spin, and it would really help me whenever I was dealing with SPD, so I thought, okay, I'll try spinning. Well, my occupational therapist when I was little would try to spin me so much till the point of throwing up, but I would never throw up because I was really good at spotting, and so she could never succeed. I loved my occupational therapy, she was great, but she could never succeed because I was really good at spotting. Apparently I'm not so good. I fell over into my bed and almost threw up. So I'm just laying here until that passes because I'm not going to let that happen. But hopefully it'll help my brain. We'll see. So I'm still more nauseous from the spinning. However, I think the tricks I did helped. I did some small exercises. As I said, a few stretches. I did planks. Some crouches, then I did the spinning. After I recovered from that, I did some make-do dry brushing. Dry brushing really can help because of deep pressure. I didn't have a dry brush, so I just used my fist and rubbed it on my limbs. My mom used to do that for me when I was little and we'd be at church and I needed to get stimuli out, and so I did that, and I think it really helped because my brain feels so much better. My brain almost feels happy now, and I've been barely able to live in my brain the past couple days. I've been so miserable and just wanting to cry. So big improvement, and so I'm really happy. I really should work in more of my occupational therapy tricks I've learned. I've learned them when I was so little that sometimes I forget about them. And so, because a lot of my old tricks and tics are stuff I do, I can't remember the word. I do it without thought, and so, because I'm just used to it, it's normal for me. So I need to work in some more of my stuff that I'm not in the habit of doing, and that might be able to help me manage more. So we'll see. But I seriously feel so much better, so I'm really happy, and I hope I'll do better tomorrow. We shall see. So good night, thank you for watching, and thank you for taking the time to learn more about sensory processing disorder. It's something a lot of people don't know about, and there are a lot of people who are familiar with it think it's only people who are autistic have it. However, you can have sensory processing disorder without being autistic. Sarah is both autistic and has sensory processing disorder. Hannah hasn't been tested for SPD, but she obviously has it as well. As I was saying earlier, she was having problems with being overloaded today, just like I was. And so yeah. But Sarah and I were both tested at the same time when I was little. I was, I think, about 4 or 5, and I wasn't going to be tested, but the occupational therapist saw me and the way I was reacting to stuff and just behaving, and she could see it in me, so she highly recommended I get tested, and I'm so thankful for that because it really did help me. Occupational therapy when I was little made a big difference, and I also loved my occupational therapist, Miss Crystal, so I'm really thankful for that. And yeah, I want to be able to talk more about some of my other less known stuff later on. I also have auditory processing disorder, which isn't talked about too much, and I was diagnosed with it around the same time as the sensory processing disorder, so I'd like to talk about that more in the future as well. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Good night.